now and catch up with Senator for South Australia, Rex Patrick. Good to talk to you, Rex. Stuck there in lockdown. You want Parliament to sit regardless next week. It makes a lot of sense. How can it happen?
Oh, look, we've got a number of different procedures in place now. We've been doing this for some time, and I note that when we adjourned last week, a motion was moved by the government and accepted by the Senate that we could call back the Senate and actually operate in a way that we haven't operated before, including remote voting. So, look, I think there are still a number of politicians that are here in Canberra that could appear in the chamber, and we've been operating very, very safely, very, very strictly, and that combined with some of the remote capabilities that we now have and have exercised should make it possible. And it is important to sit. We are going through a very, very serious crisis, and oversight of government is extremely important.
I think you are spot on. There's never been a period of bigger government intervention, so we've got to maintain democracy and have some accountability. You've been pushing for accountability of National Cabinet, and good on you for doing that, for transparency there. Do you believe that it's actually the way National Cabinet's operating is it's the states are driving the response? The problem is that it's actually undermined the power of the federal government?
Well, I think as Justice White has now judicially declared, the National Cabinet is not a cabinet. It's not a body of collective responsibility and solidarity, and we see that all of the time. I think this has turned into a mess for Scott Morrison. We see people going into cabinet. He's wrapped secrecy around it, so we can't actually see all of the in-feed data, which I think is important because it's typically about health matters. Then we have premiers stepping out and doing their own thing. So it really isn't operating at anything like a cabinet.
Well, it's an informal committee, isn't it? And the trouble is that as we're seeing this week with Mark McGowan, even though there's a national consensus announced, the premiers go back to their own states and go with a different policy anyway.
Yeah, we've seen that with Gladys Berejiklian in relation to the required numbers for vaccinations. There was an agreement or a purported agreement at National Cabinet, and now that's sort of being undermined at the state level. So I don't think this has worked out well for the Prime Minister. Look, during World War II, we did have a national council that was set up, and that helped us deal throughout the war, and we did see even opposition members participating in that. I just don't think the National Cabinet has achieved what it was supposed to achieve. Perhaps in hindsight, Scott Morrison may not have adopted the same process as he did last year when he declared it in operation.
I think you're right, and I think early on people, even me, I think might have thought this might be a model that lives on into the future. I think no longer. I think it'll be put behind us once all this is done with. Thanks for joining us, Senator. I appreciate it.
Thank you.